Hi, welcome to my video. So in this video, I know from my previous video, when I show you how I do my KDE layout and desktop style, I forgot to mention the trash bin. To add the trash bin to this panel bar here, you just basically go to enter edit mode, click on this, and then you want to see right here, add widgets, and you type in trash or trash bin. Or trash can, and you just drag and drop it to there. You just basically, so you just drag and drop it, and just place it there. So that's not really what this video is about. So you know how I was saying that OBS and Shotcut, I had to use Flatpak, but then OBS got updated, so now the RPM Fusion package of OBS now is in the RPM. So Shotcut was one of the programs that I was using Flatpak with. If I go to Discovery here and type Shotcut, yeah, but I added FlatHub, by the way. I just don't use it that often. I only use it if I need to. So Flatpak, I have uninstalled it. So I had an update. It got Shotcut been updated from RPM Fusion, same as Discord, but I already updated Discord by. If you wondering like your package manager is not updating your Discord quite fast on Fedora, you can just do cd/lib64/discord resource, and then you go to there and just do sudo nano build info.johnson, and if it's not updating to the latest like release, just change the version release to the latest, and Discord should update it. I think because it was on 42.2 for the longest time, and now it's updated through Fusion. But I'm just saying, like, if you're running Fedora and your Discord is not being updated and you keep getting that prompts like, please get the deb package from Ubuntu or the source, or I'll figure it out. Just put I'll figure it out, because you're basically going to be figuring it out. So yeah, that's how I do it. It's a little trick, you just edit the build info.johnson file, and that's where it's located. So just letting that people know if they don't know. Yeah, it sucks that it doesn't update like how it does on Mac OS and Windows. How Discord always updates pretty good, but on Linux for some reason there's been a big problem with a lot of distributions. So Arch Linux is probably the only distribution I noticed that always have it updated, but other than that, all the other distributions I ran like always had this problem with Discord being updated. But anyways, so I installed Fedora 40 KDE Edition on all three of my computers, that the AMD PCs. My B550A is also running Fedora. I still have Arch Linux. Don't get me wrong. I have another hard drive which I had Gentoo on it, and I just took it off, and I basically now testing out Fedora 40 KDE, and I quite like the system a lot, actually. I like Fedora. I like the KDE Edition, KDE 6 of Fedora 40. I think Fedora 40 is still in pre-release, but it's still working quite well. I'm quite impressed, actually, how stable and good it works. So I'm running Final Fantasy 14 on my B550A on Fedora 40 KDE Edition, which all of them are using. Well, it's using Wayland. I could put X11 back on, but I use Wayland because I want to test out Wayland with the NVIDIA drivers. And actually, Final Fantasy 14 runs really good, like really good on Wayland and KDE 6. I'm quite impressed how well it works. So yeah, that's what I'm doing right now, is just basically testing out Fedora 40 testing out the gaming side. I didn't test out every game, but games I play mostly Final Fantasy 14. So and it runs that game quite well. So I'm quite happy with that. So since I play this game quite a lot, so that's really good for me. Other games like what to run your games that you guys play, I don't know. Test it out yourself. I don't have everybody's games, you know. I mean, like I don't have all the time to run all these game tests as well, but I might try some other games, like test out other games in the future. But as far as I can say, like games that I'm playing, I can let you know, guys know what's working, what's not working good. Final Fantasy 14, if anybody's playing that game, um, it works quite well. Just throwing that out there. So yeah, it's system's fully updated. Steam's been updated. Discord's been updated. So this now works. Shortcut. Before it never used to work, but it works now. So that's really good. Um, uh, so everything in RPM Fusion packages are working properly. This wasn't working good, but now it works pretty good. So definitely was no codec issues or anything. It was just probably something to do with the new toolkit of Qt6 and KDE6, Wayland as well. Probably all this new stuff being, it's coming to Linux. A lot of applications have to adapt to Wayland. Wayland is still, it's getting more stable, and I can see why Fedora is, pushing it to be Wayland only sessions because they want people to jump on it and report bugs. So that way, the more they know about what's the problem with Wayland, the more they can, developers can, crunch these bugs and make it a better stable display server for our GUI desktop Linux system. Because we need Wayland to be good. So I think that the best way to do it is just basically get as much people using it, so that way we can find the bugs and fix it. I don't develop anything, but I do love to test things, so that's something I love to do. So how, like, people were asking about patches of like not doing a full update system like of a distribution. I don't really know all that. Pretty much every distribution I do a full upgrade on all the distributions, and this is how I do it on Fedora. I do sudo dmf update -- refresh. What refresh does is that it will refresh a repository, and if I can type my password right, refreshes the repository that you have. And basically, if you have any updates, it will let you know you have updates, and there's no updates, so everything is pretty good and updated. So it's just fully updated. Everything's working quite well. It's been stable. Yes, I get some application flickering here and there, but it's not always flickering. But I do get some occasional flickering with some application, but it's not really that bad. Not as bad as I see Wayland on Arch Linux with KDE 5.27.10. Wayland on Arch Linux with NVIDIA 545, and pretty much all the stable stuff on with Wayland with Arch Linux. It's completely not a good experience. But using the beta NVIDIA drivers, 550.40.07, whatever, I think that's what it is. This plus the KWin Wayland compositor Wayland, pretty much all the KDE 6 as well. It's a big part of things being better than 5. I find Wayland with KDE 6 works really good, especially in RC2, and on Fedora. I gotta say, man, like this is probably the best KDE 6 experience I had. Uh, Trying it out on Arch Linux Gen 2 and FreeBSD. Now Fedora. KDE 6 on Fedora is probably the best experience I have with KDE 6. I think Fedora is just a really nice system. I like their live ISO. I like, the whole like live session out of box experience just by booting up the ISO, and the installer is really nice. It's very simple to use. It's well done. It's very professionally made, and installing the system, you can get it up and going in like minutes. Like it doesn't take long. 10-15 minutes the most, and you're already like booted up on your new system on your hard drive, and you're ready to rock and roll and play around with Fedora. So I really like the installation out of the box experience. Is really nice. The presentation of Fedora is great, and when you freshly install on your system, it's very professional looking. I love the KDE edition of Fedora. I think this would be like a really good desktop for Fedora out of the box by default instead of GNOME. I think Fedora would be really good with KDE 6 as their default desktop because it feels more like Red Hat in Fedora. I remember using Fedora back in the past, and I always use KDE with Red Hat style distributions, and Fedora always was something I remember using KDE a lot. So them using GNOME to me is very odd, but as I remember using KDE with Fedora more than anything than GNOME. But anyways, I'm just ranting here. But yeah, so the only thing I'm running from Flatpak is this music box player, and it's only through Flatpak you can get, or you can get the source. You can compile it yourself, I guess, or you can get it from the AUR from Arch Linux. That's the only way I know you can get this audio player, and most people they get it from Flatpak, so that's where I got it. So that's the only thing I'm using that's from Flatpak is this audio player, but everything else is all native RPM packages. I was using Shotcut from Flatpak, but now it's working good on RPM Fusion. They actually updated it. They must have fixed whatever the bug that was. I'm not sure if it's because it's something I mentioned or it's just a bug that needs to be fixed, and they were working on it. Or it already was fixed, and RPM Fusion just slow to update their packages. I don't know what's the case, but it seems like they are pretty slow when it comes to updating Discord. So that could be the case as well. But other than that, it's all working good now. So I'm quite happy with that. And I'm actually running the non-free drivers out of the box experience with Fedora is working really good. I'm actually very impressed. Considering me testing out Fedora 39 pre-release, I had some really bad problems with NVIDIA drivers on the 4060. And I think I had a little hiccup when I done the Fedora 42 with the 4060, but I managed to fix that by researching how to fix that. But I think because I didn't updated the system, that's probably was the conflicts. But I went to the shell, and basically I just updated the system and rebooted, and it booted up to KDE. But at first it was just black screen and wasn't doing anything. So, I don't know, but it works good now because I'm running Final Fantasy 14 on it, and it works really well. And I'm really happy with it, and I'm actually liking this really a lot. This system, I really like Fedora. I'm having a good experience with Fedora 40, and a lot of the problems I had in the past with Fedora, it seems to all be like using the KDE desktop edition of Fedora. I'm getting a really good experience with it. That's what I'm trying to say. And I think it's really awesome. I actually like Fedora. I keep saying that. I am quite impressed with the system. It is a really good distribution. I recommend it to anybody that's looking for a really good desktop. Please check out Fedora. It's a Fedora 40. It's not out yet, but try it out. It's a pretty good system. Cheers.